Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing a pro clubs tier list video. Now in this video I don't want any of you to get hurt. For the people that are in this, you've agreed to be in this and it may not turn out as good as you were hoping for. However, if it doesn't, don't get upset, it's just my opinion. And even if you can see here, if you're in the not good section, that does not mean you're not good actually. I just needed sections and that's why I was naming them. So obviously, if there's no one going to be in just for tire, I just had to have a fifth section. Not good. You're not as good as you think you may be. Meh. You're a bog standard. You're like me. I'm just a meh player. Good. That's like when you're starting to get good. That you can play a ball over the top and make a good pass every single time. You're a good goal scorer. And gods is the ones that just you can do anything with the ball. You can you score goals every game. You get assists. You play as a team. You can play in many different positions. Because I'm not just looking at how good you play in a certain position. If you can only play right back, but you're amazing at right back, you're not going to be high up. Because you need to be playing other positions to be a good player. So yeah. But if you're new around here with me in the absolute world, if you could like and subscribe, and let's get straight into this. So the first player on here is Usama. Now I think he's such a good player to start off with. He can play in a couple of different positions. Usama, you can play, if you're watching this, you can play CDM. You're good at fullback. I haven't seen you in any other position, but you're good in those positions. Obviously, you're not the best. No one's the best in this team, but you're so good, you can do a job in those positions. So for me, you're going to be in meh tier. You're not amazing, no offence. Obviously, no offence to all of you. You're not amazing, but you're not bad. You can, if we're not on players, you can do a job, and I like how you play. You say if you need me to, I'll drop out. I respect that. Obviously, that doesn't get you higher from the list, but it makes me want to play more. So, next player. This is probably one of the easiest ones for me to say. It is Aaron, and he is in the god tier. Now, Aaron, I know you're watching this. The only thing I'm waiting to work on is being more of a team player. I know your reaction is to me saying this, but you are a god player, don't get me wrong. You've got skills. You can play in many different positions. You can play all over the pitch. You can literally play anywhere, which is a good reason. You can green time finesse into a top right corner from the halfway line. You can take on about 15 players. So yeah, it is probably the easiest one for me to say. Aaron is definitely a god tier, and I don't think many people will try and argue with me there. Next player, Callum K. Now, Callum K is one of those. You're very versatile. You can play anywhere on the pitch, which is good. That definitely gets you up there. You can take on a couple players. The only thing you lack is sometimes concentration. Sometimes you'll just stop playing and you'll just like go and try and take on 4 players, which obviously you don't need. Unless you are like an attacker, fair enough. Most time you are fullback, CDM, so that's good. The other thing is you do cross the ball too much. Obviously, if there's a 6'7" striker, then I get that. But there's a couple times where there's like a 4'2" striker and you're so crossing it. But after that, though, you're a really good player. So you're going in the good section. Next player is Mo. Now, Mo is, again, he's like Callum, but without the crossing. The only other difference with Mo is that he's more known for just being a striker. And I know Callum and Aaron are more known for being Callum at left mid. However, or left back. However, Mo, he's one of those. I've only ever really seen him at striker. I've seen him at centre back and in goal for another club, but he's not as like good in those positions as he is in striker. So he's one of those. Like, he definitely can do a job in those positions. I know he can. He did good at right mid yesterday on the time of recording. So Mo, he can do a job. He's good with his skills. He does limit his skills, which I like. He doesn't try to take on 5-10 players. He will take on 1 or 2 players, get past him, and then release it. He makes good runs. So for me, Mo is in the good section. Next player is Luke. Now, Luke is a lot more like Mo, but without the seeing when to play a ball. Luke will take on a lot more players before releasing, but Luke can play in more positions than Mo. So we all know Luke can play striker, that's what he's most known for. He can play cam, he can do a job in goal, he can play centre back, CDM. He may not be the best in those positions, but he can still do a job in those positions, which is good. Luke, his finishing is good. He can shoot from most places and he'll score. So for me, Luke is probably another player to go into the God section, but not as good. Aaron is, no offense to everyone else, but Aaron is the best player here. So next is Stocky. Now Stocky, he's one of those. He's only mainly played for Josh, obviously. Well, a shock, I never thought anything. Never saw that coming. But he started playing with other clubs near to the end of FIFA now, and he's not done bad in any of the clubs in my opinion. And when he's played for me, he's played CDM. He got a hat trick yesterday, again, time of recording, and he did keep us up in that one game. Stocky is definitely going to the good section. He can also play anywhere, which is what you need. He can play striker, he can play CDM, he can play centre back, he can play centre mid, he can play cam, he can play anywhere. He knew a job in goal, which not many people can do. So for me, Stocky is definitely going in the good section. Now this is another player that can play midfield. It's Ronaldinho. Now, John, the only difference with John and Stocky, John keeps the ball, he didn't keep the ball, he keeps it simple. You don't see John do many skills. What John does, he gets the ball and he'll play over the top, or he'll play a simple ball, or he'll make a run, 1-2. But John, the only bad part about John is he's not versatile. John can play cam and centre mid, and right mid. That's about it. He can't really do a job at CDM, he can't play centre back, he can't play striker. He can only play midfield, really. So that does limit him down. I think if John could go and play in other positions, he might actually be in God tier, because of how simple he can play and how good he does the simple stuff. But without the versatility, for me, John is going into the good tier. Next is 516 DM. Now, DM can play right back, he can play CDM, he can play goalkeeper. So those are three good positions that are pretty short for most clubs. Unfortunately, first goalkeepers very heavily. We have a lot of good keepers, which we'll talk about keepers later on in this video. But DM, I feel like he's not. Again, he's like not the best, but he's not bad. He's only really recently started playing outfield, which is why he's limited down compared to likes of Stocky or John. But he can still do a job in those positions. Right back is, in my opinion, his best position, and at right back he is really good. So an actual notification on my iPad. But yeah, DM, he's definitely up there with some of the best right backs I've seen. He's not the best, but he's definitely up there. So for me, DM is going in the meh tier. A man that was put on the player of the episode, like DM and Stocky actually now. Next is Q-Keys. Q-Keys is, again, a very versatile player. Mainly plays in the defence though. He can do a job at anywhere in defence and CDM. Now, a lot of people say his best position is CDM. I don't play him as CDM as much, because we're very short on centre backs most of the time. But for me, Q-Keys is definitely up there in the good tier for centre backs. He was really good yesterday. He always does a job. He won't let you down. He can play a high line, which is very crucial. He is also very versatile. So for me, Q-Keys is going in the good tier. Next is Keegan. Keegan, very versatile. Like Aaron, can play anywhere and do your job. But the bad part of Keegan is he doesn't keep it simple, like Aaron, but without the skills. Keegan, if there's a ball pass right, as he's passed 2 yards away from him, he won't play the pass. He'll go all the way over the top, or he'll go and switch it to the other side. He doesn't play it simple. That's his problem. However, you take away that out of his game, and is he the same player? when we first saw Keegan, he was the most composed in the team. There'd be 58 people or defenders charging at him, and he would still just stay composed and play a brilliant ball over the top and go through on goal. He may have lost that over the time, but he may have lost his composure, but he's still got the eye for the pass, which is very good, and it's what you need. And again, very versatile. So for me, he is another player going into the good section. Now this may look very one-sided into the good section, but we'll get later on to meh and gods. So next we're going into Flex. Flex is another player that can play all over the pitch. He can play striker, he can play right back, he can play centre back, left back, and goalkeeper. He can even do a job at CDM. Now, the only bad part about Flex is, like Callum, you lose your concentration. If you get bored, you just start doing silly stuff that you know you shouldn't be doing. Like yesterday, in one of the most important games in the club, this is not to point out, by the way, Flex, we were all bad in that game. But had the ball and just kind of lost concentration and booted the ball into them and they scored off it. That's a lack of concentration. That's why you're not up there with the likes of Aaron and Luke. Obviously, I wouldn't say, sorry, no offence, but I wouldn't say you are just yet. Maybe next FIFA. But for me, Flex is definitely up there with the good players. Next is Raheel. Raheel last FIFA was more of a cam, if you know, you know. But now he is a centre-back, and he's one of the best centre-backs that I've seen. Raheel's only bad part is that he can't play a high line. If Raheel could play a high line, he would be up there with the gods, because he is one of the best defenders on this game. I don't care what you say. He can recover very well, he can get a good tackle in. He just can't play the high line, which is his one problem. Raheel, if you're watching this and you learn to play a high line, you're up there with the gods of centre-backs. But for now, without being able to play the high line, Raheel isn't good. Now, on to another player that can play centre-back, but he can also play striker. Jacob. Jacob, you only, like I'm mentioning a lot of people's problems. Jacob, your problem is, again, lack of concentration. I think there's been a time, obviously a couple of times, where you've, like, on the stream, another stream, ball cross and he just banged it into his own net. It's obviously one of those where it's like, you're not a bad player, but you're not amazing, like a lot of people on here. You're a good centre-back. I want you to know you are a good centre-back. You don't trust yourself there after that own goal. Just believe. That's another problem that you have. You have a lack of confidence, Jacob. If you get confident in your positions, you will be good. You can play CDM very well as well. You're a very versatile player, which is good. But you can't just rely on your versatility. For now, you are in the meh section. Onto a goalkeeper now. Our second goalkeeper, third goalkeeper now, fourth goalkeeper if you count. We have a lot of goalkeepers if you can tell. Ghost. Ghost is one of the OGs on the channel. However, that does not mean he gets any privileges for this tier list. For me, Ghost, again, your lack of distribution is your problem. One of the best shot stoppers in the game, but your distribution costs you. If you distribute, you'll be one of the best keepers I've ever... You are my number one, Ghost. I want you to know that. Sorry to have a keeper this on here. Ghost is my number one. However, your lack of distribution does mean you're not as good as the likes of Keegan. But just my number one. Just so you know. But yeah. Ghost, if you can distribute, and you're not versatile, that's the only other problem. For now, you are a meh. But if you learn to distribute like the likes of Keegan, you are definitely up there in the good. Because your shot stopping's really good. You don't have this composure either, which is another problem for goalkeeper. And you're not versatile. So for those reasons, you are in meh. Next is now Tadava. Tadava, he can play centre-back and play striker. Those are his main positions. But that's striker and you can play down. Mainly on the left-hand side, Jack likes to play. Jack, you're not the best finisher for a striker. He'll get you a couple of goals in a couple of games. Like 2 goals out in like 4 or 5 games. Maybe 3 goals. Which is good for pro clubs, don't get me wrong. But he can go missing. Which is a big problem. Especially for someone that's an attack. For those reasons, and yeah, but don't get me wrong, on that left hand side he can do a lot of stuff very well. Also, I forgot to mention John. John's the best lamb I've seen. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, Jack, for me, just for the reason of you're not the best finisher, but don't get me wrong, I haven't mentioned Jack's good side actually. Jack can play a very good ball. He can, on his day, he is one of a really good finisher. He's going from striker to centre back with no problem is very good. Most people, when they go from striker to centre back, will take a couple of games to adjust. Jack can go from striker to centre back and he's instantly ready to adjust. He may not be able to play the high line, which is why he's not as good as a centre back, but he can still play there, even with someone he's not used to playing with. Next is someone that's never played for my club, and it's the only one on here that's never played for my club, and it's Red Devil Joshua. Josh has only ever played for his club for obvious reasons. He is a cam, and he can't really play anywhere else because he's never tried to in his own club. He's played goalkeeper a couple times for friendlies, but he's always cam or centre mid. Now, Josh's problem is he's not composed on the ball. A lot of people, including myself, are not very composed. That is a big problem. If Josh gets composed, he definitely, everyone sees him got here yet, but he's a good player, Josh. Just stay composed and don't always rush your corners. That is one of his problems. He rushes his corners very quickly. I know he wants to get it done so he can't move their keeper out. However, there are times where Samba, for instance, at the back post, and Josh takes it before Samba's even got into the middle of the pitch. Then he's messed because no one's there. So yeah, for that reason, he is in good tier. Next now is Samba K. K_Samba. Obviously only really plays centre back, but he is the best centre back in this game. Don't at me. Samba is in god tier. Samba can easily stop attacks on his own. He can be the last man back and there's no worry. And if there is a worry, he normally has the keeper behind him. Well, I'd hope he has the keeper behind him. But yeah, Samba is definitely going to god tier. There's no questions asked. At least I'd hope so. Samba is, there's not really much wrong. He's composed. He can play the ball out. He'll have 3 attackers attacking him, and he'll still get past them. And yeah, he can stop attacks on his own. He can cover for the fullbacks, and he can also tell people what to do, and no one will try and argue with him. Samba is in god tier. I don't think any of you argue with me. Now there is 6 to go. Next is Khan. Khan is not a fan favourite, no, sorry to say it, but he's not a bad player. He can play left back, he can play centre back, and he can play in goal. He can play right back, but sadly he does not get the game time he might like, which means that he cannot be up there with the likes of your likes of Jack or DM, who get a lot more game time than him. For those reasons, he is the first player to go not good. Again, like I said, that doesn't mean you're not actually a good player. It's just that's what the tier is called. Realistically, if you're going off it, most of you are in good. It's just I have to spread it out, as I'm going to look so biased. So really, you're probably in meh. But just for some of the capable players I've put in meh, you are sadly in the not good section. Next is Omar. Omar is someone that can only play in goal, which is going to hinder him a lot. He is a really good goalkeeper. The camera angle, I'm not too... That's probably one of your problems. Your camera angle is really weird. You play on, I think it's the co-op or it's just a normal one of the two you play on, which is not good for a keeper. You always want to be behind the goal, playing on pro for a keeper. Now, mainly for the fact of your camera angle and your non-versatility, you're in... Well, the camera angle, you play good even with the camera angle, so I can't really argue about the camera angle. However, your versatility puts you in meh. 4 to go now, and the next is Ping, aka Charlie Plays Games. Now, Ping I've barely seen, which is why he's going in not good, because I've not seen enough of him. Now, if you play more and you show why you're a good player, you can definitely move up into the meh section, into the good section maybe. But mainly for the fact that you've barely ever seen you play, is one of the reasons why you're going into not good. There's not very much I'll say because I've not seen you much. Next is Doncaster. Now, Doncaster mainly plays striker, and but he can also play in goal. When he's in goal, I think that's his best position, but he's tried to phase out playing in goal, which I don't really agree, because I think goalkeeper is your best position. But so for me, Donny's going to meh. Your main problem as a striker is you're not the best at finishers. You'll get like 15 chances in a game and score once. You should at least be getting 2 or 3. For that main reason, you're going into meh. Two to go now, and the next is Casemiro. Another person that's only really come in recently. But from what I've seen, you're passing out. You're not the best at passing out from the back, and that's your main problem. So if you can pass out from the back a bit more, and you stay composed, because you don't stay composed very well, that is another problem. And you only can really play CDM from what I know, but again, you're new, so you might be able to play more positions, I just don't know. But for CDM, you're a very good CDM, and you can do a job for anyone there. So for that reason, you will be going into the meh section. The last player we are doing is Vibe. Now, Vibe is, again, someone that can play all across the defence. Right back, centre back, left back. And he'll always do your job in those positions, which is why he is going straight into the good section. The last player. He stays composed, he can pass up in the back, he can play a ball over the top, and he can play a high line, which is why he goes up in the good section. Now, that is every player ranked. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you if you win the premiere. So, I hope you all have a good day. And actually, in the comment section below, where would I go? Put where you think I'd be in this tier list. Would I be in God? I highly doubt it. Would I be in good? Again, I don't think I'd be. I would put myself in meh. Would I be in not good, or will I be the one player to go and just retire? So put that in the comment section below. I think I know what your answers are going to be. Just retire. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you're new, like and subscribe. There'll be a Pro Club stream at 8 PM if you're watching this on the day it came out. Enjoy your day. See you then. Good luck to all you Man United fans and Arsenal fans. And see you in the next one. And goodbye and goodbye.